Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman here on the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We have the second game of our doubleheader. I'm sorry it got delayed, postponed and delayed. We played the first game this morning. It's a doubleheader between the Chicago White Sox and the Seattle Pilots. I'll be back in about 5 minutes with the lineups. Stand by, everybody, for Game 2 of the doubleheader, Chicago at Seattle. I had a problem, you can call it a problem, and a question. After the first game, I was calling out for people to text something in our live text, and I did not get any responses, and I was wondering, is it working? I'm gonna do it again. And I figured no one was in. I see there's about 4 people here. Would appreciate if I can do it, others can do it. I'm just gonna go ahead with this game. This is game 2 of a doubleheader between Chicago White Sox and Seattle Pilots on, there it is. Here's a warm-up from Kathy Harden, who caught the final out of the 1969 World Series. And that's a great question. And unless I have dementia, I know I'm right on that one. It's a little warm-up. Thank you, Kathy Harden. We love your questions. And I'm really sorry about what happened this morning. I was looking for your question, and then I didn't see any text from you. I didn't see any response from you, and then I called out for others to come in, and I just decided to move the game to this afternoon. Probably better that I did. And we want to welcome you. This is a doubleheader. Here's game one. The Seattle Pilots 8, Chicago White Sox nothing. Steve Barber went all the way. It was a 2-hit complete game shutout, 14 strikeouts. Bart Johnson, in his major league debut within our replay, got the loss. And Seattle, well, yeah, Kathy, you know, maybe it was over by that time, but who knows? But we're okay now, you know? We're okay now. And now we have the second game, and I'm going to go through the opening lineups here. For the Chicago White Sox, leading off in center field, Angel Bravo. Batting second at short, again, Louis Aparicio. Batting third and playing right field, Walt Williams. Batting fourth and playing third base, Bill Melton. Batting fifth at first is Gail Hopkins. Batting sixth in left field, Bob Christian. Batting seventh and catching, Ed Herman. Batting eighth at second base, Bobby Knopp. And pitching and batting ninth, left-hander Gary Peters. Peters has won 6 on the season. For the home team, Seattle Pilots, and we're in Six Stadium. Leading off and playing third base, Tommy Harper. Batting second in center field, Steve Hovley. Batting third in right field, Wayne Comer. Batting fourth and hitting cleanup in left field, Danny Walton. Batting fifth at first base, Greg Goosen. Batting sixth and catching, Jim Pagliarone. Batting seventh at second base, John Donaldson. Batting eighth at short, Ron Clark. And pitching and batting ninth, thanks to Rhodes Scholar, right-hander rookie Miguel Fuentes. And Fuentes is a top prospect brought up here in September. He's a call-up. Very sad story. After the '69 season, and he pitched very little this season. He was shot outside of a bar, fatally shot. And in just a couple minutes, we expect the pilots to take the field. Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman from Studio B in Fort Lauderdale. And it's the second game. Here's question 1 from Kathy Harden. I'm so sorry, Kathy. Let me read it now. In the fight of the century 1971, who won what round with what punch? Well, wait a minute. That was a decision. I don't understand the question, Kathy. I don't know if anyone else does. That was a decision. And each fighter won different rounds. So the question is unclear to me, Kathy Harden. Again, folks, it reads question 1 in the fight of the century in 1971, who won what round with what punch? Oh, okay. He dropped Ali in the 15th with a left hook, and he got a unanimous. Yeah, okay. But the question, I'm really sorry, Kathy. The question was unclear to me because he didn't win in that round per se. He won on a decision overall. And yes, he was knocked down though. He did drop Ali. Yeah. But I was unclear because that alone did not win the fight. Some people could argue that, but it was based on points and rounds. But in any case, there's a lot of good questions that could come out of that fight. Yeah, no problem, Kathy Harden. And we'll get back to the great questions from Kathy Harden in the top of the second. And the pilots take the field. It's Miguel Fuentes on the mound. He is a right-hander. Fuentes taking his warm-ups and leading it off for the White Sox is Angel Bravo, left-handed hitter. Okay, Fuentes is ready. Here's the windup and the pitch to Bravo. That is 210 right-handed. He flies it to left. And that's for Walton, Danny Walton. He's under it. He makes the catch, one away. And we are underway here in the second game of this doubleheader. This is the final game of September 8 in our 1969 replay. We will move to September 9 tomorrow, and I'll be providing updates of the standings and the leaders, individual leaders for home runs and wins. And Luis Aparicio steps in with one out, nobody on. Miguel Fuentes in his major league debut, the windup and the pitch. That is 4-9 right-handed. And it is a base hit for Aparicio off of Fuentes. A 4-9 right-handed. So Aparicio is on first. He's an A. 1-15. And here's Williams. Fuentes from the stretch. And here's the pitch to Williams. There goes Aparicio. And he is out. Oh, what a throw by Pagliarone. Whoa, he's thrown out stealing. He's an A. He's 1-13 plus 2, 1-15. They sent him. Whoops. And that's going to be 2 outs, nobody on now, with Williams still at the plate. Okay, Fuentes now. And the pitch to Williams. That's 2-7 right-handed, grounded back to Fuentes. He fields it perfectly and throws it to Goosen at first, and the side is retired. So it's no runs, 1 hit, and none left after Aparicio singled and was thrown out attempting to steal second. After a half, it's Chicago nothing. And Seattle coming to bat. And here's Gary Peters, left-hander for Chicago. I told you Fuentes died in 1970, the year after his first season. And Gary Peters died he's taking his warm-ups right now. He died last year at the age of 85. And here comes Tommy Harper to lead it off. Peters is ready. Here's the windup. And the pitch to Harper. That's 2-5 left-handed, struck him out. 1 away. Now Steve Hovley. This will be lefty-lefty. Oh. Here's the pitch from Peters. That's 4-2 left-handed, and that's a ballpark effect. A fly to right. With a 4 on the 20 die, Hovley has W power, though. Gonna be Seattle, ballpark effect, home run 1-17 against the left-hander, but it will be a single because he has W power against left-handers, Hovley. He has W power across the board, so it is a single. And Hovley is on. He's a B1 being held. Yes, 1 to 10, 1 to 11. And here's Wayne Comer now. Here's Peters. The pitch to Comer. And that's a 3-7 left-handed, and he walked him. If you're in the live text, we'd love to hear from you. I had a strange thing that the live text didn't seem to be working. And we'd like to hear from you. Here's Danny Walton now, right-handed hitter. Here's first and second. Peters now. And the pitch to Walton. That's 2-11. Left-handed. There's a ballpark effect. Walton has the power. Oh, it's a 20 against the right-hander. And it's going to be a fly ball to right by Walton. And the runners will hold. 2 outs. Get a couple ballpark effects. It's a small stadium, but that was a 20. So with 2 outs, first and second, here's Greg Goosen, and Goosen will try to get out. Peters will try to get out of this. That was hit quite a ways by Walton, but it was caught by Williams at the warning track. Here's Peters now. That's 4-9 right-handed, and that's going to be a base hit by Goosen. Hovley scores. Comer goes to third, and the Pilots are in flight again. Thank you, Mike Terranova. Great to see you, Mike. Hope all is well. It was a 2-out clutch single by Goosen on a 4-9 right-handed base hit, bringing Hovley home, and Comer's on third. First and third, 2 down. Great to see Mike. So it's 1-0 Seattle. And here's Jim Pagliarone, first and third, 2 outs. Another clutch situation. Peters. And the pitch to Pagliarone. And that's going to be 3-8 left-handed, and he struck him out. And that will retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts for Gary Peters. This is live, Mike. Maybe there's something going on here that makes people think it's not live or something. It's going to really piss me off if there's going to be a problem here. So after 1, it's 1-0 Seattle, and we're going to get our question again. Does it look live to you, Kathy? It's got to be on YouTube's end. There's nothing I'm doing that's different. Okay. And here's the question from Kathy Harden. Question number 2. This craze in 1975 came with care instructions when an ad executive made a joke about owning pets. That's a great question. This craze in 1975 came with care instructions when an ad executive made a joke about owning pets, and I got it. The pet rock. Do you remember it, folks? Back at Six Stadium. Another great question from Kathy Harden. Miguel Fuentes takes the mound for his second inning. I don't think we give clues right away, Mike. Okay, Fuentes will face Melton to start it off. It's Fuentes on the mound. Top of the second. Here's Fuentes now. The windup and the pitch to Melton. That's 1-5 right-handed. Grounds it to short for Clark. He's got it. Throws to Goosen. One away. This Miguel Fuentes looking good. Now Gale Hopkins. Haven't thought about a pet rock in quite a while. Hopkins, left-handed hitter. Fuentes, the windup and the pitch. That is going to be a 2-7 right-handed. And he grounds it to first for Goosen. Goosen scoops it and takes it to the bag, 2 away. And now Bob Christian. Again, the Pilots won the first game of this doubleheader, played this morning 8-0 on a 2-hit shutout by Steve Barber. Here's the pitch to Christian from Fuentes. That's 3-4, and that's going to be a ballpark effect. Oops, against the left-hander, no, it's not. Oh, well, against the right-hander it is. Oh, I'm so sorry. Christian, right-handed hitter. That's going to be a 9. That's a 9. Ballpark effect, Seattle. Single against a right-hander, it is a base hit. It goes through the grass. And Christian is on first with 2 outs. That's the second hit allowed by Fuentes. And Mike Terranova says that he's on the pizza truck driving to Harrison, New Jersey. Are you listening on Bluetooth or what? Or are you just using the mobile? Here's Ed Herman now to face Fuentes. Bob Christian on first, 2 down. Here's Fuentes from the stretch. And the pitch to Herman. That's a 6-11 left-handed fly ball center for Hovley, and he hovers under it, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. Fuentes looking pretty good in those first 2 innings. In the second, no runs. 1 hit and 1 left on. We're heading to the bottom of the second. It's a 1-0 ball game. And here's Gary Peters now. For his second inning. John Donaldson to lead it off. It'll be the bottom third of the order. We have another question coming up before the... Oh, you're listening on the mobile cell. Okay. Here's Peters now. Drive safe, sir. And the pitch to Donaldson. That's 1-3, left-handed. Grounds it to short for Aparicio, and that's one away. Great anticipation, many of us have. And those questions from Kathy Harden. Trivia questions, and she's expanding, going beyond 69 now. Peters looks in now. He's facing Ron Clark with 1 out, nobody on, and the pitch. That's a 3-3 left-handed, grounds it to second for Canop. And it's 2 away. And here's Miguel Fuentes, his first at bat as a hitter in his major league career. He's thrown 2 scoreless innings and this is within our replay. He may have played earlier for Seattle. Fuentes is a 3 WR. Here's Peters. And the pitch. 110. Whoa, it's a base hit by Fuentes. The rookie pitcher gets a base hit off his own card. A 2-out single. What a surprise. Maybe he can hit 2. Now Tommy Harper is the batter. He was a 3 WR. It's 1-0 Seattle. Bottom of the second. Fuentes on first, 2 down. Here's Peters. And the pitch to Harper. And that is a 5-6 right-handed, and it's a fly ball to center. That's a can of corn for Angel Bravo. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. The single by the pitcher Miguel Fuentes. He was left on. We've gone 2. It's a 1-0 ball game. And here we go with question number 3, I believe it is. Question 3, in 1974 Rumble in the Jungle, what tactic did Ali introduce? Bonus points. Who won, what round, and how? Oh, Steve Perota beat me out. It was arguably the greatest moment in sports history, if you want to call boxing a sport. That's where rope-a-dope? Joel Horland? Oh yeah, I thought he was asking what is rope-a-dope. Yeah, and it was in the 8th, and that's, folks, that's on YouTube, and it is the coolest thing to watch. And of course, I'm going to take a little break here, if you don't mind. I'm going to try my new strain. This was after Foreman knocked out the champion Frazier in, I think it was the 2nd round, I'm not sure. And yes, it is, Rhodes Scholar. It's Bambino's birthday. It's Bambino's birthday. And Kathy Harden says, yes, 8th round by a knockout. And Frazier goes down, and, I think it was Bob Dunphy. I'm not sure who was doing the announcing that I heard. He says, that was no phantom punch, referring to the fight against Liston. That was no phantom punch, and it's an amazing thing to see. Oh, you're talking about Frazier goes down, yeah, against Foreman. My goodness. Bob Dunphy, I believe, was the, but it's an amazing thing to watch. It really is an amazing thing to watch. Folks, we've gone 2 innings. It's 1-0. It's a great question again from Kathy. I have a new strain. And if you all don't mind, I'm gonna take my time with this. Ali Liston too. Really? I wonder why. Thank you, Kathy Harden. I keep it in here for freshness. And good luck. Take a nice little micro here to take the edge off. There's a bit of trivia from Stephen Perota. Ali only had 2 first-round knockouts. Liston was one of them. I have no idea who the second one was. I would guess it was some Saturday night schmo that he fought. Someone I've never heard of. Oh, that was tasty. And like I said, it has a very, very nice aftertaste. A very nice aftertaste. And things seem to be working now. It's Jeffrey Guterman in Studio B here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The weather is very cool here. In fact, it's very cool. I mean, I'm a little cold at times. But I do have the window cracked open just for some fresh air. And It's 1-0 Seattle, and what a game it is. It's Miguel Fuentes in his major league debut. Not only has he thrown 2 scoreless innings, he got a base hit in the second, albeit he was left on. But it is 1-0. The Pilots scored a run in the first, and Miguel Fuentes, thanks to the scholar, is on the mound taking his warm-ups for his 3rd inning. And if Kurt Miller was here, he would probably be telling us about Fuentes, because he died a tragic death shot outside of a bar. Fuentes will face Knopp to start it off. And here's Bobby Knopp, right-handed hitter. Here's Knopp now at the plate. The pitch from Fuentes. And that's going to be 4-9. Right-handed. And that's the second time he's hit that spot. It's a base hit. That's the 3rd hit off Fuentes. It was a 4-9 right-handed. And Gary Peters is the batter. One of the best, consistently the best pinch hitters, hitting pitchers. He's a 6NL. That's left-handed. He's even an A bunter. Here's Fuentes now. From the stretch, and the pitch to Peters. And Peters lays it down. The infield stays back. It's a 4. A bunter, you know, that's almost beating it out, but I don't think so. It's a 4A. He does beat it out. Peters beats it out, and Knopp goes to second. The infield was back. They were not ready for that. Now Fuentes has put first and second with nobody out. And here comes Angel Bravo. Jimmy Robinson was the other first-round knockout. Never heard of him, I don't think. Okay. I heard of a Jimmy Ellis. I don't know of many Jimmy boxers. Like I say, he was probably one of these guys who just, you know, was up to fight him as when he had the crown. Probably when he first had the crown. I could be wrong. Okay, Bravo is up. Left-handed hitter facing Fuentes. First and second, no outs. A real test on Fuentes now. And the pitch. That's going to be 5-4, left-handed. And it's a catcher X. That's going to be Pagliarone, 4-3. This could be trouble. 4-3, it's a 15-4. It's a PF. It's a 5-9-12-4. I'm sorry. Yeah, 5-9-12-4. 3. And that's a clean PF with runners on first and second. And the ball gets by Pagliarone. A pass ball by Pagliarone, and everybody moves up. A pass ball by Pagliarone. And that could be a big mistake. That's better than a sacrifice. Pagliarone, it gets by him. The pitch from Fuentes. And it's first and second. Second and third. with nobody out. And Bravo's still at the plate here. Oh, Lord. Okay, early 60s price, so it was on his way up. Okay. Here's Bravo, left-handed hitter. Fuentes. And that's 5-11 against the left-hander. And that'll be a fly ball left X. That's going to be for Walton, a 4-7. This could be trouble. This is the problem. 4-20, 4-7. That's a 6-4. And it is an S2 already. 6-11, 16. Oh, and it's also an error. It's an E1 also, S2 E1. A single and an error on Walton, out and left. And both runs will score. My goodness. We'll give them the RBIs. We don't keep that stat anyway. First error of the ball game. Bravo, 3 hits now allowed by Fuentes. He allowed the single to Knopf. Then Peters bunted and beat it. It was first and second, then a pass ball by Pagliarone with Bravo at the plate, and then Bravo singles and reaches second on the error by... That makes more sense than outfielder doing that. The infielder I don't get so much. So it's Bravo on second, still nobody out, and here's Louis Aparicio. We're at the top of the third. And the pitch to Aparicio. Whoa, he lays it down. Now the infield comes in. He's going to be a B, and that's a 6B. Remember, there's nobody out. Why not? 6B thrown out by Tommy Harper at first, and Bravo is on third. So a fly ball would bring in a third run. A sneaky poo sacrifice bunt. There were no outs. And here comes Walt Williams, who tapped back to Fuentes, who's having trouble here. We've seen this with youngsters coming up. He's allowed 2 runs here in the third. It's now 2-1 White Sox. Fuentes. And the pitch to Williams. And that is 6-7, right-handed. Oh, and he walked him. Oh, my. And out comes the pitching coach to have a word with Miguel Fuentes. At least it's first and third, double play opportunity. Might have been smart to do that anyway with Walt Williams, who hit, I think, 303 real world. 304. I should have known that. And it's first and third with 1 out. And Bill Melton comes to the plate. Fuentes. And that is a 5-8 right-handed. Whoa, it's a fly ball to center, and that's going to be deep enough. I said that's going to be deep enough. It's to center. Hovley has it, and Bravo tags. And that's the third run of the inning. You get a run batted in for that, Bill Melton. And it's now 3-0 White Sox. There are 2 outs. Wood Williams on first. Okay, Fuentes. Yeah. And the pitch to Melton. That's going to be a 4-9. Right-handed. Oh! It's a base hit. Williams goes to third. What a shame. And that's going to be it for Fuentes. That's going to be it for Fuentes, the rookie. It was a 4-9 right-handed. And there it is, double one, single the rest, 2 asteroids. And that's it. They're going to take him out. He did pitch 2 2/3 innings. He managed to get 2. Where's Christian? Where the fuck is Christian? There he is. He's in the wrong spot. It's Christian. It's Hopkins. I'm sorry, Hopkins. That was Hopkins. Wait a minute now. Now we've got to check to make sure we hit the right cards, folks. I am so sorry. This is part of the game. We're going to have an instant replay here. We are going to have one instant replay. We do that, people, when we have confusion. You ever do that? Mix up the goddamn cards. And we are now in instant replay mode. We're going to have to check out this most recent situation here. Here it is. Sacrifice bunt. There were no outs. And here comes Walt Williams. This is correct. Tap back to Fuentes, who's having trouble here. We've seen this with youngsters coming up. He's allowed 2 runs. Here in the third, it's now 2-1 White Sox. This goddamn thing is buffering. You know, past couple days it's been buffering on me. I hate that. Freaking hate that. Be trouble. The problem, it's an E1 also, S2 E1. So a fly ball would bring in the third run. A sneaky poo sacrifice bunt. We want to make sure we used Williams' card, Melton's card, and Hopkins' card. And here comes Walt Williams, who tapped back to Fuentes, who's having trouble here. We've seen this with youngsters coming up. Oh yeah, Mike. We 2 runs. Here in the third, it's now 2-1 White Sox. Instant replay. The goddamn thing is buffering again. That is just so disgusting. I hate that.
Folks, if we're going to win re-election, I need you by my side from the very start. I need you by my side from the very
And that is 6-7, right-handed. Oh, he walked him. That is what we got that right. Here comes the pitching coach. It's just buffering again. Okay, the frickin' thing is buffering again. It really sucks. Oh, would bring in the third run. Give it one more try here. Comes through the plate. Here's Melton now. Fuentes. And that is a 5-8 right-handed. Whoa, it's a fly ball to center, and that's going to be deep enough. Okay. I said that's going to be deep enough. Don't buffer on me, baby. Huffley has it, and Bravo tags. And that's the third run. And now we'll just make sure Hopkins is used. The Hopkins hard. Got it in for that Bill Melton. And it's now 3-0 White Sox. There are 2 outs. Wood Williams on first. And that would be Christian after Hopkins. Okay, Fuentes. Yeah. And it hits to Melton. Right-handed. And the goddamn thing buffered again. I think I did look at Melton's card, but I'm going to have to check it again. Oh, God. The patience that's needed for this.
With a Mohu leaf antenna, you can watch all your favorite TV channels, networks. All your favorite TV channels.
Eggs. And that's the third run. Right-handed. He did pitch 2, and we are now in instant replay mode. Okay, this is part of the game. We're going to have an instant replay. There he. Unfortunately, I don't even have the third. What a shame. I don't have the. Well, there's the dice roll. Melton. This was the dice roll in real world here. We're live now. This was the dice roll for Hopkins. If I looked at this on Melton, a 4-9 right-handed, it's going to be a 4-9 left-handed. And it's going to be the same exact outcome, a base hit. So we have solved that one way or another, and now Bob Christian is going to come up. And we apologize for the delay. We are back in real time. So it is corrected. It is corrected. And here's Bob Christian now, a new pitcher. New pitcher coming in for Fuentes, who went 2 2/3. And he's responsible for first and third 2 outs. It's going to be Dooley Womack coming in here. We have an O'Toole, I believe, but it's going to be Dooley Womack. Womack coming in to try to get the... And by the way, he came from Seattle. He's taking his warm-ups now, and it's first and third 2 outs to try to get out of this. It's 3-0 now. And Womack is ready. And Bob Christian steps in. Clutch situation, first and third, 3-1 White Sox. The pitch from Dooley. That's Dooley, 6'5", grounds to short X on the Dooley. Ron Clark, 426. That's going to catch up with you, that shit. That's going to be 426. Uh-oh, 3-4, forget about it. 3-4 is a D double two. And let's see if Clark can make the error. 6, 11, 12, 13. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's the short. I'm so sorry. That was my error. I am so sorry. 3-4 is an S2 with a 6, 11, 12, 13. E26. And it will be an S2 with runners on first and third. S2. That's going to be advanced 2, of course. And it just goes on here. Perpetual first and third situations. Now it's a 4 runs. White Sox trying to come back here. Steven Perota notes that Womack was traded from Houston to Seattle for Bouton. And Ed Herman is coming up. I keep telling people, I urge you to take the time to do it. It's 30 minutes, an hour, I don't know how long it is, but it is so good. If you know of 69 or anything close to that era, you're gonna love the documentary, Seattle Pilots, Short Flight in History. Good title. Interviews, all the story about how the team was funded, which was very poorly, the history of baseball in Seattle, what the team was like, who was on the team, their personalities. They had a parade in Seattle. Steve, that they had a parade in Seattle. Here's Ed Herman now facing Dooley. 4 runs in here for the White Sox, coming back strong after losing 8-0 in the first. All right, Womack, and the pitch to Herman. That's a 1-7 right-handed, and he grounds it to first. No one held. Goose him. Gooses it all the way to the bag. And the side is retired. 4 runs. All charged to Fuentes. It's too bad, and we've seen that here in this doubleheader in the first game. We saw the youngster Bart Johnson pitch some great innings. 1, 2, 3 innings, 2 of them, and then get shelled elsewhere. Here's Gary Peters. Now, he did allow a run in the first. It's White Sox 4-1 here. And Steve Hovley will lead it off. We're here at Six Stadium. And stand by for question 4 from Kathy Horton. You never know. It's like she's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Here's Peters now. And the pitch to Hovley. That is 3-7, left-handed, fly ball left. For Christian, 1 out. Now Wayne Comer. See if White Sox have had such a sad season. They're 56-81 in 4th place, 40 behind. Even Seattle is now only 5.5 behind. Seattle has moved past Kansas City by a game. 137. Yeah, they got about 25 games left. They have they'll probably lose at least 9 in the late upper 90s. They'll be lucky if they don't. Not lucky, but effective, I guess. They're lucky, I guess. And Joel Horland notes that Bart Johnson was a fine high school basketball player at SoCal, recruited by Wooden. He chose baseball, obviously, and unfortunately, he died of complications due to Parkinson's at age 70. I believe that. I don't want to mix these folks up. It's Wayne Comer with 1 out. And Peters on the mound trying to protect the 4-1 Chicago lead here in the second game of a doubleheader. Here's Peters. And that's 6'5" right-handed, grounded to short. That's going to be for Aparicio. He's at 222. 222, 4-2. Oh. G3. 422. That's going to be a 9-10. And he throws him out. 2 away. So are the White Sox with Gary Peters going to save face here? Let alone with the remuneration they get based on how they play the algorithm. They want to win. They certainly don't want to get swept by the Pilots. It's 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Gary Peters now. Oh, and the pitch to Peters. And that's going to be 3-6 left-handed. He struck him out. So Peters looked very good there in the third. That is his third strikeout. We've gone 4. It's a 1-2-3 there. It's 4-1 Chicago with Dooley coming back on the mound. And now, let me get my music again. I closed that down just to see if I could improve the buffering situation. Maybe it was just on a premature playback. And now question 4 from Kathy Harden. Wait for it. It's coming. Great anticipation. Can anyone text right now? That would be a superstition. Okay, I want to make sure we're not losing it here. Trust me, Kathy Harden can't fail. She's as reliable as the morning sun. Okay. Oh, Kathy Harden. Where are you, Kathy Harden? I sure hope it's not the same thing that happened at the end of game 1 when Kathy Harden couldn't get back. She said she got a reading that the broadcast was over, which obviously it wasn't. She's out again. I'm just going to go on with the game. We'll talk about it later. Anybody here? I hate to go on without her. I know you said you're here a moment ago, but if you can give me another confirmation, Mike. If anybody can give me a confirmation, Joel Horland, Mike, Steve, anybody. Okay, Steven is here. We're going to go on with the ball game. Somehow Kathy probably got some kind of reading. It's got to be on her end. And we are heading to the top of the 4th. Thank you. Dooley Womack takes the mound. He came in for Fuentes in the 3rd. And it will be Bobby Knopp leading it off. Here's Knopp now. Womack. The pitch. Maybe she'll come back later. 2-6 right-handed. Grounds it to first. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Grounds it to the pitcher. I'm sorry. And that's one away. This is the top of the 4th. One out. And here comes Gary Peters. He had bunted in that 4-run 4th and beat it out. They tried to get him and he beat it out. Just a perfect bunt. Here's Womack now, facing Peters, and the pitch. That's 5-8, left-handed, and he flies it to right. Comer makes the catch, 2 away. Thank you, Mike. And here's Angel Bravo, 1 for 2. Today's game brought to you this afternoon. The conclusion of this doubleheader. Seattle won the first game 8-0. It was just Barber, you ready for this? Complete game, 2-hit shutout, 14 strikeouts. Now the White Sox trying to split it, not get swept. It's 2 outs. Here's Bravo now. Womack and the pitch. That's going to be 2-8, right-handed, and he grounds it to short. And Clark has it and throws him out. 1-2-3 inning there. And we're in the middle of the 4th. Out comes Gary Peters, his 4th inning. He retired the side in order. In the 3rd, he allowed a run in the 1st. And it's going to be the power-hitting Greg Goosen coming up, the youngster. And I hear a lot of things, and we've seen some home runs from him. Okay, Peters. Goosen singled last time. And the pitch to Goosen. And that's going to be 1-9 left-handed, and it's a fly to right for Williams, and it's one away. You know, sometimes, folks, I've done a doubleheader of this today. We're in the 2nd game. I did the other one in the morning. It gets tiring. So sometimes I do something called autopilot, where I'm announcing on autopilot. It just, you know, almost like a machine. Just to give me a little rest, having to think creatively and such. I just do it occasionally, okay? A lot of the time when I start out, I'm off and running. You know that Dick Cavett, who suffered from bipolar, both manic and depressed, once asked Marlon Brando, who suffered from depression, how do you deal with it? How do you work with it? And he just said, autopilot. And you know, that helped me. He said autopilot. That helped me practice such a thing. Well, here's Pagliarone now. He struck out by Peters in the 1st. Here's Pagliarone. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Peters. And that's 1-3 left-handed, and it's a base hit, ballpark effect. I caught it. That's a ballpark effect on Pagliarone, a right-handed hitter. Look at it again, 1-3 against the left-hander. That's a ballpark effect in 6 against a right-hander. A single ballpark effect. And it's going to be 1-10. It will be a base hit for Pagliarone. And I believe, you know, the takeaways end up being, sometimes you have outs that way, but also looking at the calls that end up being in italics. I can't find any right now. Something like this one can kind of, you know, that's a weather effect. Is that what that is? Oh Lord. Here's Donaldson now. Pagliarone on first. The pilot's trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out. The bottom of the order here. And Donaldson steps in lefty-lefty here. I guess Schultz has some degree of confidence. Okay, Peters is ready from the stretch. And the pitch to Donaldson. That's 3-5 left-handed, and he struck him out. And that's number 4 for Gary. And that'll bring up Ron Clark. Here's Gary Peters. And I might do a question off the top of my head. during a short break after this inning, in honor of Kathy Harden. And it's a bug on her side because she gets it as the thing is over. It's 2 outs, Pagliarone. It's an idiosyncratic bug on her end, I believe. Here's the pitch to Clark. That's 4-7 right-handed, and that's a base hit by Clark. Pagliarone rounds second, goes to third, and he's not so fast. Oh, 1-8. So Clark with a 2-out single, and that brings up Womack. They're going to have a hitter for Womack. Sure, they're going to go for this. They want to sweep. There's a lot of spirit in this Seattle team, even though the morale is a little low when it comes to conditions at Sick Stadium. Womack pitched 1 1/3 innings. He pitched fine. Let's see who's going to hit, and let's also see who's going to come in next inning. I don't know what happened to Tommy Davis. He just stopped playing. He could be injured, but I'm going to most likely use him to relieve. And I have a little treat here, if you don't mind. Good things are worth waiting for. Oh, no, that's on Chicago. Wow. Okay, Fuentes went all the way in this game. My Christ. 9 innings, 1 earned run. I believe that Davis came from Houston. He does go. He does go to Houston in a game or two. This might be his. Maybe I better just not use him because he's 8, 130, 140, and they have 62 games, 22 games. So he actually went on the 24th. He's been there 2 more games. So I think that it's fair to use him. I just want to check to see if he was used in this or any other game. If not, I will not use him. These don't have to be overthought. No, he didn't play that game, and this is probably when he was traded. Yes. He's gone. So we'll actually leave his card out. Actually, I'll put it in Houston now. No use putting off. You know, what can be done now if you just take it slowly. And he may help Houston. We like to give you all of the dimensions of how I play the game. I do not think he has a separate card for Houston. I'm going to check, though. Joel Horland. Joel Horland says that he has a separate card for Houston, he believes. I'm going to go take a look at that. And I'm going to do it now, just so we know what we're doing here. I only thought it was different leagues when they did that. Wilson, Ray, Tommy Davis. I have one here, the one I just put at the bottom. Oh, you are so right. You are so freaking right. He only had 79 at bats. Thank you to Joel Horland there, Tommy Davis from Seattle. So that will be his card, and then you may wonder, what do I do with the other card? I don't want to confuse it. So I have a very, very special place. I use people who are not to be used for the rest of the year. Or I thought I did. So what I'm gonna do, I might have a couple loose people here, you know, who get done. They're done. And I think I'll just leave them onto the, not put it in, but just leave them right there and get him out of use, and we'll make a mental note to look in Houston for the use of Davis. So that means there's going to be a different hitter here. Kathy Harden is back. Kathy Harden is back. Oh my. It wasn't the same without you. Let me finish this inning. I think we may have two questions. I don't know. Maybe not. If you don't mind, let me see who's going to hit here. For Seattle, with 2 outs, 2 on, down by 3, a very clutch situation. There's not much here. It's going to be Rich Rollins coming in. He has some power. It's a hit. Gilnar pitched in relief in the first game, and he was not used. And he is warming right now. And he's pretty good for Seattle. So it's Rich Rollins. I think he used to be with the Twins. I think he was probably on the 65 Twins. And then they let him go. That's the thing about baseball. If you're not producing, you go. Including being released, like Babe Ruth. Think about that. They should have worked that out with him. After the legend that he provided to New York and baseball and the world, come to an agreement of a final season and how much he will be used, and then do a formal retirement, an agreed retirement. That is so. He had to go to the Boston Braves. 2 outs, first and third. It's Peters now trying to get out of this. Rollins pinch hitting for Dooley. And the pitch to Rollins. That's 4-8, right-handed. Oh, it's a base hit by Peters, allowing a single to left. That'll score Pagliarone. Clark goes to second, and Rollins with a big clutch pinch hit to make it a 4-2 ball game. Let's look at that again. 4-8 right-handed to center. It was no asteroids. Clark thinking of rounding second. He's a 1-13, 2 outs, 1-15, and we'll let him be with 2 outs. So Peter's in trouble here. A big, he did his job, Rich Rollins. And it's going to be Tommy Harper. You know, he only hit 235, but he walked 95 times. And I think that helps a little bit with his double-A. And there's the 73 home runs that Kathy Harden spoke of yesterday in her question. It's stolen bases, I'm sorry, not home runs. So Harper comes up in a clutch situation here. 1 run already in on the clutch. Harper 0 for 2. Peters trying to settle down now. And the pitch to Harper. And that's 5-10 right-handed catcher X. This shouldn't be too much trouble with first and second. That's going to be Herman a 4-5. Four, 5, 13, 4. PF. Herman an E5. That's 6, 9, 12. And it is the end of the inning on a... Well, with runners on base, it's a pass ball. Whoa, with runners on base, it's a pass ball. Maybe Clark should have went to third. This time it's a pass ball by Herman. Both pitchers with pass balls. Harper's still at the plate, second and third now, 2 outs. And here's Harper, still at the plate. Peters now. Always trying to get out of this. And the pitch. That's 2-7, and it is he walked him. So Peters having trouble here in the 4th. Nobody's coming out. I think he was already a veteran. He needs to get out of this. I don't know what we'll do with him. He's only allowed 1 run, but he's loaded the bases now with pilots and 2 down, and it's Steve Hovley. Now this is lefty-lefty. That's Schultz did that. I forgot what his first name was, the manager. Okay, Peters now trying to get out of this inning with only 1 run. The pitch to Hovley. And that's going to be 4-7 left-handed. And he walks in a run. Peters has walked in a run. Wait a minute. His bases loaded. Yeah, bases loaded here. So Clark comes in. And it is still bases loaded. Rollins on third. He's a 1-12. But it's 2 outs. Doesn't matter at third. And they're coming out to talk to Peters now. They're going to keep him in. It's a 4-3 game now. And here's Wayne Comer. Peters now. Trying to get out of this for the third time. And the pitch. That's 1-4, left-handed. It's a ballpark effect. On a 15, it's probably going to be managed from the right-hander. And it's a single 1-10. That will be lined to Aparicio to retire the side. But 2 runs off Peters, and it's a 4-3 ball game right now. Wait for it now. Here it is, question 4. What model Ford was recalled for exploding on impact? All model years recalled from 1970. Oh, he got the Pinto. Perota very quick before I could even finish. Holy shit. And this is why, you know, what about the neo libertarians who don't want government intrusion? I would hope they do want regulations on cars, on meat, on drugs. Mr. P gets it, the Pinto. Great question. Of some great frickin' time. Joel Horland says he got his first driver's license driving a Pinto. Got a little break in the action. Glad to have Kathy back. All of a sudden, Seattle back in this game, 4-3. And there will be a new pitcher after Rollins got the huge single. Pinch hit single. John Gilnar. Yeah, let's take another question, Kathy Harden, since you were absent. Absolutely. Here it comes, folks. Wait for it now. Mike Terranova says he's here at his location. Everyone have a safe and pleasant day. See you the next time. You have a good day there, Mike. We're waiting for another question from Kathy Harden. I sure as hell hope she didn't get disconnected again. Forgotten by most, maybe, but John Travolta's starting a sitcom, and it's Cotter all the way. I'm not even going to type it. I knew that. A classic 70. Well, that was so well known, Kathy Harden. I forgot his name. I think he died. Gabe Kaplan, there it is. If you don't mind, I'm just going to take a few minutes to I think the U.S. Constitution is being tested, Kathy Harden. Do you see what, do you see, some of us, we want fame and fortune. Some of us, just the fortune. But Taylor Swift is taking legal action against someone who's tracking her private jets. And there's other things, stalking. And there are cases of stalking. There was a lovely, I don't know if she was a musician, an actress. I think she was Hispanic, and it was back in, I think, the 80s, early 90s. She got murdered. So it goes back to the be careful what you wish for, folks. Well, it's a 4-3 ball game, folks. White Sox did lead 4-1. Seattle scored a run in the bottom of the first, but a big 4-run third for Chicago, knocking Fuentes out. And Womack came in. He was fine. And now Gelnar will come in for Seattle after Rich Rollins came in with a key run-scoring pinch hit single with 2 outs, and then 2 more walks, including Peters walking in the run with Hovley. Well, here's John Gelnar taking his warm-ups on the mound as we approach the top of the 5th inning. We're moving right along. Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Gooderman in Studio B, Fort Lauderdale, and Gelnar is finishing up his warm-ups as he comes in for Womack, who came in for Fuentes. Fuentes allowed the 4 runs in 2 2/3 innings, second game of a doubleheader. All right, Stephen Perota. Yeah, Selena. Stephen Perota, Selena, yeah. And you take care, Stephen Perota. Hope the move goes well. Here's Aparicio leading it off top of the... Do we have a question? Or did you do it already? I think you did it already. Yeah, here's Aparicio. Gelnar now. And the pitch to Aparicio here in the top of the 5th. That's 2-4, right-handed, grounds it to short for Clark, 1 out. Here's Walt Williams. Williams 0 for 1, walked and scored. And that's 3-7 right-handed, and that's going to be a base hit by Williams. Off Gelnar, here's Melton. .111 right-handed, chops it to second. Williams will advance. The only play Donaldson has is to first. It's 2 outs now with Williams in scoring position, and Gale Hopkins is the batter. The pitch to Hopkins. 3-9 right-handed, fly ball left. Should end the inning. And it's Walton making the catch. And a good inning for Gelnar. No runs, 1 hit left on. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th. Peters had a rough inning. See if he can settle down. Okay, here's Peters facing the Pilots, and it'll be Danny Walton leading it. Bottom of the 5th. He's 0 for 2. .45 right-handed struck him out. His first endurance inning is the 7th, but he threw a lot of pitches in the 4th. Here's Goosen. Pilots down by 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Peters from the stretch. Actually, full wind up, 2-3 left-handed, and he taps it back to Peters. And it's 2 outs. And now Pagliarone struck out, singled, and scored. He came home on Rollins' pinch hit single. Pagliarone in the box. Here's Peters. And that's 2-9 left-handed, and he struck him out. And that's the 5th, so it's sort of a either-or kind of thing. Feast or famine for Gary Peters. A 1-2-3. He gets into trouble, though, and he has trouble getting out of it. We've gone 5, and I think that means it's time for Kathy Harden with her next question. It would be number 6, I guess. The forerunner of a VHS was introduced in 1975. You know, that was a crazy time, Kathy. In about 1981, I spent about 81, I spent a lot of money on a used VHS because I was just so blown away by the idea of what I could do. And I did, of course, VHS. And in a way, that was a small step towards social media. I could watch things on demand. I could record things. I could actually, it wasn't that hard to, when YouTube came around finally, it's hard to believe, 20 years later, then it all opened wide up. Along with the iPhone, it was an incremental jump in technology, but the Betamax, VHS formats, the beginning of rentals, you could buy also. And that was a pretty, I thought that was getting pretty advanced. I don't know about any of you. We're heading to the top of the 6th. And Gelnar, in his second inning of relief, trying to keep the Pilots in this ball game. They won the first one 8-0 on a complete game shutout by Steve Barber. He only allowed 2 hits and he struck out 14. It was, I don't know the details. I think there's even more to it, Kathy Harden, that somehow Betamax, I think Sony made it, and they sort of made the format only to be used on Sony, where VHS was generic and could be used on like any machine. Okay? That's the sense I got. Amazing technology. Then you had CDs, Blu-ray, you had all sorts of things. The technology is exponential, folks, and I'm a believer in the singularity coming mid-century when everything will change. As this exponential rate of technological, and I would add social change, is growing exponentially. Top of the sixth, Gelnar now. He's the third Seattle pitcher, and it's going to be Bob Christian. Coming up to the batter's box. Great question. A great question from Kathy Harden, and a nostalgic question at that in some way. I used to record the Red Sox games while I was working because they were night games, the ones on TV. And then when I get home, I'd smoke weed and watch them. And it was so cool, it's like I was watching it live. Here's Gelnar. And the pitch to Christian. That's 2-8, right-handed, fly ball center for Hovley, 1 out. And now Ed Herman, catching both games here today. I think that is borders on sadism or masochism if Herman wants to do it. I mean, who should be doing the doubleheader? That's just my thinking, folks. Here's Gelnar and the pitch to Herman. Whoa, it's a 6-5, it counts, house rules. And he struck him out. First by Gelnar. As long as it goes through the tower and lands upright. Here's Bobby Knopp. Tilted die is a full reroll. All dice, not just the tilted one. Because then you got to move the tilted one and then the other one might fall. You can't start messing with it. Do the whole thing. House rules. Here's Gelnar, the pitch to Knopp. And that's 4-6 right-handed, and he struck him out. Gelnar with 2 strikeouts here, keeping the Seattle Pilots during their short flight in history in this ball game. We're in the middle of the 6th. Here comes Seattle now. Gary Peters, wow, he's had an up and down day. He's allowed 3 runs in 5 innings. His first endurance is the 7th. Here he is in the 6th. He'll face Donaldson. And the pitch. Whoa! I dropped the white die before even rolling it. Let me get it. It's in the kitchen. There it is. Okay, here's Peters. Again, the pitch to Donaldson. That'll be a 5-5. Left-handed, struck him out. To start off the 6th inning here. A lot of fans here for Gary Peters. And the batter is Ron Clark. Clark 1 for 2. Okay, Peters now. The wind up, the pitch to Clark. And that's 6-6, right-handed. It's a fly to right for Williams. And some of you may say, what? You're letting Gelnar hit? No, Schultz is letting Gelnar hit. I think Gelnar has looked very good against the White Sox in his 2 innings. And there are 2 outs. And damn right, I'm going to have him keep pitching. His relief endurance is the 3rd inning, so he's got at least another one in him. And here comes Gelnar, the middle reliever here, who is being called on to pitch some innings. Here's Peters now. 2 outs and the pitch to Gelnar. That's 5-10. He is a right-hander, and that's going to be a catcher X. Shouldn't be a problem. Too much of a problem with no one on. That's Herman 4-5. He does have a pass ball. Yeah. Herman 4-5. That's 3-4. WG 7-8-9 E5. It's gonna be a clean WG. Sounds good to me. With 2 outs and nobody on, it's gonna be a squibber in front of the plate. And Herman jumps on it and throws Gelnar out. So that's going to be the side. 1, 2, 3 for Peters. He's got 2 of them in a row now. And it's a tough ball game. We're going to enter the 6th here for perhaps another question. It's 4-3. I'd like to occasionally ask a question. I thought of that when you fell out of the, no offense, just to sort of try it. Maybe just 1 or something like that. Here it is. May 4, 1970, a dark day for America. A song was written by who to memorialize the event? Thank you. Thank you very much. I believe Neil Young wrote it, or wrote most of it. Oh, I got it. I got the bells. Thank you, Kathy Harden. It's a great, great freaking song, too. A very activist song. You know what I like? Find the Cost of Freedom. think that was on the CSN album, the first one. Folks, we gone 6 innings, so we got a ball game, 4-3. Schultz staying with Gelnar. He's pitched 2 innings thus far, allowed 1 hit, struck out 2, no walks. And it's going to be Peters due up first. They're going to go with Peters, who has not reached fatigue yet. And I'm just going to take a break for a few minutes. I'm going to head outside. I may take the garbage out now, folks. I might just add a few minutes. I'll be back, indeed.
come back.
Well, it's been a long doubleheader, and it's 4-3 here in the second game, Chicago. Peters has allowed 3 runs thus far. He is holding the lead, holding the line. Meanwhile, John Gelnar will start his 3rd inning of relief, and this will be his first endurance inning. And Peters will hit. The fuck do I have here? What the fuck? Do I have the wrong card here? We used the wrong card for Peters, I believe, twice, and that's built into the game, errors like that. If you're going to start quibbling, then you're seeking something that's unattainable, and that's perfection. The advantage was actually against Peters, because a 1 was used, or at least I think a 1 was used. If anyone wants a replay, we could do it, but I doubt it. Top of the 7th. It's Gelnar now in his 3rd inning, and he's going to face Peters, staying in the game. And that is a 6-11. Left-handed. Walked him. Whoa. I could pull it up, no problem, Road Scholar. Okay, Peters on first, Gelnar from the stretch. That's going to be 1-6 right-handed, and it's a base hit by Bravo. And Peters goes to third. So now he's getting hit. One hit and or walk away. You don't quibble. Okay. Here's first and second. First and third, I'm sorry. And Gilnar's one hitter and or walk away. And we're going to have some action in the bullpen. It's going to be John O'Donohue, left-handed hitter. John O'Donohue, warming up. If you give me a moment to turn over my chicken parmesan and pasta, and then cook it for 15 more minutes, please. John O'Donohue is warming. The great idea of Gilnar coming in and pitching. A third inning here. Even for hitting him. It says 15 minutes. I'll let it more. I'll let it go on 20. He's not quibbling. We're gonna go ahead with this. Bravo on first. Peters on third. Aparicio now. White Sox really want to break this open. They do not want to be swept. Here's Gilnar. And that is a 5-8 right-handed. It's a fly ball to center. That'll be deep enough for Peters to tag. So he stays with endurance. But that makes it a 5-3 ball game. And here comes Williams. Here's Gilnar. And the pitch to Williams. 212 right-handed, fly ball right. For Comer, 2 outs. He might get out of this with endurance. The pitch to Melton. And that's 5-7 right-handed, grounds to second X for Donaldson, a 424. 424, that's 16. G2, 612, 16. E24. And he throws him out for the side. But a run on Gilnar. He gets out with endurance. And Peters will come in, face the top of this Seattle order here. It's going to be Tommy Harper, 0 for 2 and a walk. He was 1 for 4 and a walk in the first game, stole a base and scored on that in the 8-0 win. Here's the pitch to Harper. .57 right-handed, and he struck him out. That's the 7th for Peters. Peters now really holding the line. Retiring 8 in order. The pitch to Hubley. That's 5-10 left-handed. Catcher X. That shouldn't be a problem there. Herman 4-5. That'll be a 2-4. Well, WG. $15. He's a 5. And that's going to be a clean WG. Whatever that means. Where the hell is it? There it is. It's a squib in front of the plate. And it's jumped on by Herman. And that's 2 away. He pounced on that. I think it's the second time he did that. He did that on Gelnar last inning. Really pounced on that. 2 down. And here's Wayne Comer. Yes, it's a 2-3 grounder. Road Scholar is correct. No one on base there. I remember the early days when I was first doing Super Advance. You were coaching me. Well, I guess that stands for wild and ground ball. Wild pitch and ground ball, WG. That's my guess. Here's Comer now. Walked 0 for 2. Peters in his first endurance inning. And that's 110 left-handed, chops it to third for Melton. And he has retired 13 in order. Gary Peters has, so they were smart to keep him in. And we head now to more trivia from Kathy Harden, if she's got it. Wait for it now. Here it is. In June of 1970, this American League player hit 2 grand slams in consecutive innings. It's a great question. Joe Horland says Frank Robinson. I say bench. Just a guess. And Road Scholar says Hot Dog Jackson, and Joel got it, Frank Robinson. Whoa, Joel. Congratulations to Joel Horland. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna just try to chill out a little. For a few minutes here. As I take care of some business. I got something I have to take care of, okay? There'll be a slight break in the action. I gotta take care of some business. Folks, I gotta suspend this game, I'm sorry. Maybe I can do it later, thank you.